For years now, people have been predicting that Fortnite will eventually die. Every new season seems to come with a wave of criticism. Players say the game has lost its spark. Some argue that Epic Games is making the wrong decision, that the updates are too drastic, or that the magic of the early days can never be recreated. Social media is full of posters claiming that Fortnite has fallen off. And yet somehow it's still here. Despite the constant complaints and the endless comparisons to its peak years, Fortnite continues to dominate the streaming platforms and pull in millions of viewers. It continues to trend on YouTube headlines, Twitch categories, and generate massive online moments, but not because of Epic Games. It is because of the creators who continue to play it and promote it. One of the biggest of those creators is Typical Gamer. Typical Gamer, with over 15 million subscribers, billions of views. He's by far one of the most recognizable Fortnite personalities on YouTube. But how did he become one of the faces keeping Fortnite alive? To understand that, we have to go back to August 2008, long before Fortnite existed. Back when YouTube gaming looked completely different, Andrew Rebel created his YouTube channel in 2008. At the time, he was just another teenager uploading gameplay videos to the internet. There was no blueprint for becoming a gaming career. There was no Fortnite. There was barely even a clear gaming niche. His early content focused heavily on Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. GTA mod videos were exploding around that time. TJ found his lane there. He built a reputation for a mod showcase, energetic commentary, and a personality that felt genuinely excited to be playing.
Hey everybody, Typical Gamer here. I'm here with a guide on how to get the zombie shield in Black Ops 2 Mob of the Dead. The first part we're going to start out with is the prison cell door, and
this part of the story matters because, contrary to common beliefs, Typical Gamer was not built by Fortnite. He was already experienced when Fortnite arrived. He had spent nearly a decade learning YouTube before the biggest opportunity of his career showed up. A lot of long-term viewers will remember him as the GTA guy. In fact, some of his old fans openly say that they preferred the Eerie and stopped watching when he transitioned fully into Fortnite. That tension between old audience and new audience would quietly follow him for years. But when Fortnite launched in 2017, something changed. Fortnite wasn't just another trending game. It was huge, and streamers were blowing up overnight. Competitive players were becoming celebrities. The entire gaming ecosystem shifted. Typical Gamer leaned in.
What's up everybody, Typical Gamer with your daily YouTube live streams and more, and today for you guys I got some Fortnite Battle Royale gameplay for you. This is sponsored by Epic Games. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video.
He began uploading Fortnite consistently. His approach was personality first. He made the game feel fun, playable, and exciting. He was not trying to present himself as the most mechanical, gifted player in the world. He was just trying to entertain, and that worked. As Fortnite exploded in popularity, TJ's channel began growing alongside it. His audience grew rapidly, and Fortnite slowly became the main identity of his channel. By the time Chapter 2 of Fortnite rolled around, TJ was no longer experimenting with his game. He was one of the staples of its creators. What separates Typical Gamer from many Fortnite creators is the scale. He did not just upload on one channel, he built multiple Fortnite-focused channels, including TG Plays and other live streaming hubs. He streamed regularly, and his consistency turned him into something more than just another Fortnite YouTuber. He became a fixture to the extent that if Fortnite had a homepage rotation, TG was always somewhere on it. But here is where his impact became even more interesting. Typical Gamer did not stop at playing Fortnite. He started creating inside of it. With the rise of Fortnite creative UFN, TG helped launch a studio called Jogo. Instead of just reacting to updates, he began designing experiences. His maps pulled in massive player counts. His in-game influence became measurable. In 2025, he became the first creator to ever reach 1 million in the game favorite through Fortnite follow system. People were not just watching Typical Gamer, they were actively engaging with his creation inside the game. He evolved from content creator to ecosystem contributor. With scale comes criticism. Some viewers accuse him of clickbaiting thumbnails. Some old fans say he's still changed too much when he commits fully to Fortnite. There are even debates whether he deserves a Fortnite icon skin. The icon skin conversation pops up constantly in Fortnite forums. Many fans argue that someone with his long duration and influence should already have one. Others question whether he has the same mainstream and recognition as some icon skin creators. Regardless of where you stand, the fact that his debate exists says something. You do not argue about giving someone an icon skin unless they are culturally significant to the game, and TG undeniably is. Till date, he is still one of the most consistent players, but if typical gamer represents consistency and scale, then SypherPK represents mastery in the game. SypherPK. Ali Hassan created his YouTube channel in 2011. At the time, he was just a kid uploading game content to the internet, like thousands of others. There was no guarantee it would turn into anything, no promises of millions of subscribers, just gameplay and a camera. Often said he has been gaming since he could walk. Content creation was not a sudden decision, it was gradual years of experimenting and uploading, and learning how to speak to an audience. By the time Fortnite launched in 2017, SypherPK was not a beginner, he was already understood streaming culture and knew how to hold attention. Prepared for an opportunity that had not yet arrived, and then Fortnite did. You see, when Fortnite exploded in late 2017, it created two types of careers, the entertainment and the competition. SypherPK found a way to become both. He began streaming Fortnite consistently on Twitch while uploading highlights and breakdowns to YouTube. His gameplay was strong. Ali has been well known for his high kill gameplay in Fortnite, smart rotation, clean mechanics, but what separated him from many other skilled players was his commentary. He explained everything, why he rotated early, why he took certain fights, why a weapon was broken, why the meta was shifting.
Today I'm going to show you why you don't need to use a shotgun in Fortnite Chapter 3. And honestly, with how weak the shotguns are, it's almost a disadvantage trying to put them in your playstyle and make them work.
His how to win style video and strategy breakdown became a staple of Fortnite YouTube. Millions of players were trying to improve, gravitated towards him. He was not just someone to watch, he was someone to learn from. Because while many Fortnite careers relied purely on personality, SypherPK built authority. 2018, he had crossed 1 million followers on Twitch. By 2021, he had received 5 million on YouTube. His subscriber count climbed steadily until 10 million in 2024. Another key part of SypherPK's rise was his legitimacy. He was not just commenting on competitive Fortnite, he competed. He played in high-level tournaments. He associated with organizations like Luminity Gaming. He proved that he could hang with serious players while maintaining his career persona.
San Francisco, because I'm competing in my first Fortnite LAN tournament since the 2025 Pro-Am. I'm going up against 18 other content creators and NFL players for an insane prize, a $10,000 diamond chain.
However, with his influence comes criticism. Some viewers praise him for sticking with Fortnite even during the slow seasons. When other creators pivoted away, others criticized his tone when discussing game balance. Some accuse him of occasional clickbaits. Some say he complains too much about overpowered items. The debates are constant, but just like TG, the debates only happen because he matters. Eventually, Epic Games acknowledged his impact, and he received official Fortnite Icon series skin, placing him alongside the most cultural significant figures in the game's history. Today, SypherPK remains one of the most consistent Fortnite creators across both YouTube and Twitch. Another creator keeping Fortnite alive is Nick30. Nick30. If you have watched Fortnite long enough, you've heard the phrase, never back down, never give up, stay positive.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Let's got it! Let's go!
That is not just a slogan, that is a brand. But how did Nick30 become one of the most safest, most trusted, and most recognizable faces in Fortnite history? To understand that, well, it started way back in 2014, long before the Battle Bus. Nicholas Emrone created his YouTube channel in 2014. Even back then, Nick was calm. He would break down strategies, he would explain his decisions making, and he was teaching.
Hey everyone, it's Nick A30 here. Have you
struggled for a long time with surviving
when you're using the bow on The Last of Us multiplayer? Well, don't you worry. I'm going to be sharing some advanced tips and tricks that will make you guys become absolute pros with one of the most underrated weapons.
His early audience grew steadily, and he built a reputation for being skilled, articulate, and most importantly, clean. and that foundation would become everything later. Then 2017 happened and Fortnite launched, and well, everything changed. When Fortnite exploded in popularity, creators reacted in different ways. Some leaned into trash talk, some leaned into insane reactions, others leaned into pure competitive dominance. Nick leaned into positivity. He transitioned into Fortnite relatively early and began uploading high kill gameplay combined with structured commentary. At a time when many streamers thrived off chaos, Nick built his identity around discipline and encouragement. He would tell his viewers to never give up after they lost.
Violence is never the answer! No! A king would never back down, never give up! Come on, guys! Fight!
He would compliment opponents. He would break down building strategies calmly mid-fight, and somehow that worked. His channel began to grow rapidly. Then came a major turning point in 2019. Nick signed an exclusive streaming deal with Twitch. At the height of Fortnite's dominance, this was a pure massive move. His live streaming began pulling in 10,000 viewers consistently. He was not just uploading YouTube videos anymore, he was running a live show. During Fortnite's peak years, SneakyDropzYT became one of Twitch's most recognizable Fortnite streamers, and unlike many creators who burned out during that era, he maintained the same identity of positivity. Now Nick has not considered the most mechanical, gifted Fortnite player in the world. He was no clicks, he was no booger, but he competed. He participated in tournaments played at high level and proved he understood the competitive side of the game. Eventually, Epic Games acknowledged his influence and SneakyDropzYT received his own Fortnite Icon series skin. The truth is, if Fortnite is still alive on YouTube and Twitch, it is not only because of competitive breakdown or high kill gameplay, it is because creators like SneakyDropzYT built trust. He created an environment that parents felt comfortable with. He created a space where young players could learn without being berated. He built an identity that did not rely on shock value, but it is not just educational creators and positivity driven streamers keeping Fortnite alive. Because during Fortnite's absolute peak, when Twitch was exploding and every lobby felt like a tournament, there was another creator whose presence was impossible to ignore: CourageJD.
Hey guys, what's going on? Courage here, bringing you my first ever video here today. I am so excited to get this channel started finally. The new year is here, and I am ready to provide great content for you guys throughout this next year.
If you were watching Fortnite in 2018, you've heard of him before, saw him, but here is the part most people forget. Courage did not start with Fortnite. Long before the Battle Bus ever launched, Jack Dunlop was already deep inside competitive gaming. Around 2014, he was known primarily in Call of Duty scenes, not as a player, not as a cracked controller prodigy, but as a caster. Associated with Optic Gaming during the Call of Duty era, Courage built a reputation for high energy commentary. That skill would later translate perfectly to streaming. When Fortnite exploded, Courage made the pivot. He began streaming Fortnite consistently and very quickly became one of the most watched Fortnite streamers on Twitch. But unlike creators who leaned calmly strategy or educational breakdowns, Courage leaned into personality. He celebrated every win like it was the World Cup.
The first ever recorded Fortnite win! They're freaking out! Go, go, go! OG Salty Springs! Look at how old everything looks, man! Yo, they're freaking out! They're freaking out! Go, go, go!
During Fortnite's peak, Courage was pulling in massive live audience. His collaboration with major creators amplified his reach even further. His streams were chaotic in the best way possible. If something went wrong, you were going to hear about it. If something went right, you was definitely going to hear about it. He became one of Fortnite's most memorable personalities. Courage also had his esports credibility. He casted Fortnite events, he was involved in the broader competitive ecosystem. He would switch from player to commentary seamlessly. That versatility gave him something many creators did not have: legitimacy. Then in 2019, he made a major decision when he left Twitch. At the time when Twitch was dominating gaming culture, Courage signed an exclusive deal with YouTube Gaming. It was one of the early major moves in what people now call in streaming wars. It was risky and many wondered whether leaving Twitch would hurt his momentum. But Courage understood something important, which was his brand was bigger than one platform. On YouTube, he rebuilt, his live stream continued, his audience followed, and he expanded beyond Fortnite-only content. Instead of orcharding himself entirely to one game, he diversified. And then another shift came when Courage joined 100 Thieves. That move signaled something bigger than just gaming. 100 Thieves is not only an esports organization, it's a lifestyle brand. By aligning with them, Courage transitioned from being a Fortnite streamer to being a broader gaming personality. That expansion might be why he lasted, because in reality, Fortnite's peak era did not last forever. Many careers were built entirely around that moment's struggles when viewership shifted, but Courage had already positioned himself as a personality first, game second career.